Next up, we're going to look at the hub features that need to be cut in. So that's going to look like what we see in here. So we're going to start with a basic cut through the center of the hub to cut out this material. And then we're going to add the detailed pattern here. This is going to be a set of extruded bosses and holes to create our bolt pattern on the hub. So again, starting with a simple concentric circle in this hub, we can easily cut away that center material using basically the same techniques we know. Click Extruded Cut, place on the face, draw a simple circle anchored at the middle, and then finally apply using Smart Dimension a diameter here, and we know this from our drawing is going to be double this radius. We're cutting out the rough inside hole here. So if this is 2.125, our final thickness is going to be 4.25. With this completely constrained, we can now accept and specify the depth of our cut. So here, this is nice. We can see there's a preview of what this cut will look like. If I wanted to, if I could reach it with my mouse, I could drag that arrow down directly to produce the cut. But we're going to be more specific than that. We're going to use that same trick, offset from surface, select the right plane, and specify 0.1 inches to create, basically to leave that same 0.2 inch web as before. We hit check. We have one hole cut. By using our mirror tool and the right plane as a reference, we can quickly cut out the other side as well. And now we're ready to to add the bosses in the middle that will form that bolt pattern. So that's this detail phase. We're creating this green area now. We've already cut out the rough hole, so now we're going to start by extruding upwards, adding material back to create this extruded boss. So at this point, we'll use extruded boss again. Following our message, we're going to click in the center to anchor the sketch. Add a center line, which should almost be habit by now. And we're just going to draw it far enough up that it crosses this hub section. Next up, we can do a couple things here. I can use the rectangle tool to draw a rectangle and then add a symmetry constraint. Or I could alternatively, if I'm feeling so adventurous, use my tools, turn on dynamic mirror, select this guy, and actually draw a rectangle. It's kind of up to you which one you prefer. The result is the same. I'm going to go with this original rectangle here, but those are both sort of easy tricks that you can use. So at this point, now that this is symmetrical, I'm just going to quickly refer back to the dimensions here. We know there's a space 1.4 between the center and this top edge. And we know that the width here, these edges are parallel and 0.7 apart. So these being parallel, 0.7. I'm going to specify this distance to be 1.4. And we can make this feature, really this guy doesn't even matter where it is. What's most important is that it lies inside the hub here. So an easy thing, or maybe a neat thing that we can do is select this edge, and then with those two, the edge and edge, we can make a tangent constraint, and so that'll basically minimize the overlap without causing any geometry problems. So now we have this guy completely defined. We can go out. We need to choose how high. Now you could always, sort of manually line this up, but an easier way is just going to use up to surface and then this top surface. So this just says no matter where it starts from, extrude until it hits this surface. We hit check, and now we have that basic boss. Next up, we want to add the hole. We can do that with an extruded cut on this surface. So again, you can see we have the sketch plane, and again, the origin is hovering in midair, but you can see when I rotate it that it is still lying on the top plane here. So again, we'll start with a vertical center line. Do that one more time. Vertical center line. And then a circle in the middle of that. And since this is vertical, all we really need is a bolt circle diameter, which we can do quickly and easily by drawing a circle and switching to construction geometry. And now I can add an elegant looking bolt circle diameter, assuming I place this in the right spot, that is. I do bolt circle diameter based on our drawing of, that is a diameter of 3.5. And our bolt hole diameter is going to be 0.35. That's 0.35? Correct. Okay. So we have our cut. We're ready to create the hole. We want to go blind 1 inch deep. And now, based on that, we can see we have the blind hole and most of our hub. The final step to creating this single space, or sorry, the single hub here, is to use our fillet tool. Once we've created that, we want to specify the radius, and then just left clicking on these perpendicular edges to add them to the list that are going to be filleted. If you accidentally click an extra edge like this, despite how cool that looks, you can unselect it again by clicking it, and now we have, once we hit check, the smooth filleted surface. So we can use these 3 features together as a pattern element. Now that we've created this, we don't have to sketch all this by hand. We can create just one instance of this whole pattern, create a circular pattern about the outer edge, and then specify 5 elements. You can see we have all 3 elements and features to pattern, 5 items that are going to be patterned. We hit check, and our final result looks like this. Last feature we want to cover now is an extruded cut in the middle, and that's just going to be a bore of diameter 2 inches for the axle to pass through. To make that 2 inches, hit accept. For this we can do through all. And now we can see we have that nice bore hole through the middle, the open hub on one side, the hub with bolt holes on the other, and all of those nice features, the rim and webs as well. So I hope you had fun, and good luck on the rest of your assignments. And keep your eyes open for the next series of lecture videos.